Hello everyone and welcome back to Technically Unsure, where I'm not really sure what I'm doing technically.
What am I doing?
Today in this video, we are going to take a look at a very powerful, heavy and large NAS machine basically. It is from TerraMaster. This particular model is T12-500 Pro. So this one comes with Intel i7-1255U, which is like 10 core and clock goes up to 4.7 gigahertz. It can easily supports 4K 60 FPS output obviously, and it comes with 12 disk slots that you can populate. They are saying the maximum storage is 264 terabyte. So basically 22 terabyte hard disks times 12. So it's going to be 264, the limit, the maximum. Maximum RAM it supports is 64 gigabyte DDR5 non-ECC SODIMM, but the one that they ship it with, it comes with 16 DDR5. And it comes with the TerraMaster OS, which is TOS 6, I believe, which I showcased that OS to you guys before in some other videos that we reviewed from TerraMaster products, and I'm gonna do the same here. But before further ado, let me just show you. It's heavy. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. Okay, so this is the TerraMaster T12-500 NAS. So let me open it up. So let's take that out. Okay, easy peasy. So this is the NAS, and this was also in the box, nothing else. Let me see. It comes with the seal, so you can remove it and take it out. Okay, here we are. And as you can see, they have some labels, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's the order of the disks that's in the front. So these are the 12 disks that you can populate, and let's see how easy it is actually. That's easy, and that's pretty standard. I see inside, that's where you put the disks basically. In the back, you will see that there are 10 gigabit USB 3.2 ports over here. 1, 2, 3, 3 of those. 2 this way, 1 this way, whatever. And another 10 gigabit USB-C port over here. There's HDMI and 2 10 gigabit RJ45. And you will see that there is this power jack over here, power port, nothing else over here. You intended to use it this way. Because I say that, because there is this rubber feet on here on this side. So you are supposed to be using it this way. So before I populate and install the disks, I just want to see how easy it is to get into this thing. And okay, it's a standard Phillips screw. Let me take that out. I am opening this up without reading anything. I'm assuming this will take off the cover and we should be able to see the insides, and then we will proceed with the disks and the OS. So this way, yep, easy peasy. There you go. This is the TerraMaster motherboard, and the RAM is even TerraMaster. We saw this in the previous video. It was a shock and surprise to me. I don't know if you guys knew it, but I didn't know that TerraMaster also white labels or produces their own RAM, which is nice. So this is 16 gigabyte DDR5. As you can see, all the SATA cables come here and connect through these ports over here to this motherboard. I see another unpopulated PCI port. I guess you can use a razor that are like flexible. There is not much space. Let me show you. So the height that you can install something is very short. It's this much, right? So you have to use one of those razor cables, but raise it to where that you have to figure it out. The power supply is over here. It's a 500 watt Delta power supply, so you can guess that it doesn't go above 500 watts. We'll check all the power consumption and everything. I see a USB something in there. Oh yeah, there's a USB storage. Yeah, 4 gigabyte. I think this is the installer image, the OS image in there that we can use. Power connection, and that's pretty much it. The rest is just a case, and each of these support 4. So that's 1, 2, 3, and supports 4 SATA per connection. It's very well cable managed. Also, as you can see, the cable ties are in proper locations. It's very clean and neat. That's expected from such an enterprise product. So they're targeting, like, you know, small businesses, medium businesses, I guess, because remember, you can put like 264 terabyte storage. But if you care for your data, you should use better RAID, and then your storage will go down. I would say safely, you can use probably 120, 140 terabyte storage with this, with proper security and backup and redundancy and RAID and all that. Remember, this is using BTRFS4, X4, and it's using TerraMaster's own software and RAID and all that. That being said, I'm not gonna bore you through with the disk installation and all that stuff. So I am going to see what I have. Okay, what I'm doing. See, that's technically unsure. I'm not really sure what I'm doing. So I guess this goes this way, but why there is no notches on this side? Okay, I got confused. I am going to put back the screws and one by one install hard disk drives. Okay, so before we go into fast forward mode, I just want to show you in the box, it comes with an RJ45 cable for the Ethernet, just one. This is a Cat6 cable, and it comes with a lot of screws for the hard disk drives too, so you can install it on this bracket and put it in the case. And it also comes with extra, I guess, rubber feet, screwdriver, just in case, warranty information, and then finally documentation. These are the protection, I guess, and I guess what is it used for? Yeah, as you can see, it says just put one of these papers on the bottom and then put the hard disk drive over it and then put the 4 screws in there from the back. Yeah, from here. So I'm gonna put this way, just like it says. So you line up the screws and put the hard disk and let's flip it and put it in there. All right, I am going to see how many hard drives that I have that I can throw into this. I will be right back. Okay, so I found 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with same size, because remember, you need to have same size. So I found 5 open, 5 unopened, 18 terabyte disks. So they are all Western Digital Gold data center level hard drives. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I am going to install it like that and line up the holes. Okay, we are halfway through. I figured out. I'm just still guessing, but I think I'm right. So you see, this is metal and there are some exposed PCB on like bottom of the hard drives. And in order to like, you see, you're just putting it right there and it can potentially short. So in order to prevent that and shorting, that's why they are giving you these. It's a nice idea. I just don't remember doing this in other NAS that I have built, but I think that was mainly because the case was plastic on those. So this is metal and that's why they are giving it. So I'm done with 5, going to do the remaining 5. So let's get back to fast forwarding. Okay, we are down to the last one. The most satisfying part is actually inserting them into the case. Okay, so we are going to install all the disks after some inspection. There you go. Oh man, it feels good. I can do this all day. Oh man, feels great. There we go. Oh yeah, I'm fast. All right, so we're done. So what I'm gonna do now, oh my God, that's heavy. I forgot I put like 10, 18 terabyte. Holy moly, that's really heavy. I hope the fan is not too loud. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wire up and then we take it from there. I will be right back. Okay, I hooked up everything. Here you will see the power consumption. Right now it's 2.8 watts and I didn't even turn it on at all. So we are gonna turn it on together. If any explosions, we'll see it together. 1, 2, 3. 280, 215, 221, okay, 240. So we are recording the screen, but nothing yet on it. Still nothing. I see the lights. All 10 are green. The last 2 are not because I don't have any more 18 terabyte Western Digital. Yeah, those are on my disk. Nobody sent it to me. So here is the Alder Lake 12th Gen i7 1255. 8 is efficient core, 2 is performance cores. And the RAM is 16 gigabyte, 4800 megahertz. That's the speed. And date and time is not correct, but that's okay. So these are the settings. I just want to walk through it. Do you guys like it when I do that? These are the settings for the performance and efficient cores. Power and performance. It's in turbo performance mode. You can change stuff in here. I wouldn't touch, but you can go ahead and play around these thermal settings and overclock it. I don't think you really need a lot of overclocking in a NAS, but yes, you can. There's TPM, ACPI, PCI, SATA configuration, Super IO config, hardware monitor, so it's running cool. And by the way, I have to say it's very, very quiet. I don't hear much. A little bit fan noise, but I can absolutely keep this next to my desk. And USB, network, NVMe, smbnas, chipset. Okay, so there's this system agent config in here. Okay, PCIO, PCI Express. Yeah, we saw that in there as well, the PCI Express. I don't know what you can use it with, but with Razer, absolutely, go for it. Let me finish up walking through this. Okay, so security and boot, and that's it. All right, I'm not gonna touch it. I just want to boot into what they are shipping it with. I just want to give you the experience. Oh, okay, see the speed? It was my capture card. As you can see, it's not slow. It automatically now is booting into TerraMaster OS, which will pop up and show the installer. And as you can see, by the way, 100 watts when it's booting into the operating system and basically booting. I hope that it gives me some IP address so I don't have to go to my DHCP server to figure out the IP, but it's okay. Let's see. I think it gives you some shell. That's what I remember. Okay, so I had one small issue. Actually, one of the open disks was bad, and I was struggling with that for a while. By the way, when I was booting with one disk at a time to find out that this disk is broken, it goes like 30-40 watts. So when you're using a single disk or less disk, obviously it is using like 35-40 watts when it was booting into the operating system. As you can see now, it is using 9 out of 12 and it's at 80 watts, but we're not really actively using the disk. So as you can see on the screen, I am going to set up the account and everything. Okay, so we are logged into the initial panel. So you have to create a volume, a storage pool basically. So here, oh, what's going on? Storage pool creation successful. I didn't create that. 130 terabyte. Okay, to use disk space, creative volume. I know, I didn't create it. Okay. Initially, when it was booting, it said, you know, I'm gonna set up everything. So I just click confirm. Apparently, okay, by the way, as you can see, when it's using all the disks, as you can see, all the disks are also lighting up. All disks are in use and it goes to 111, 110, 111 watts. All disks, I mean 9 disks. Okay, so I'm assuming if you add the 3 more, this is going to go to like 130 watts. So that's going to be capped. So it's efficient, it's very powerful, and it's very quiet. So this thing, it's going to take a while. As you can see on the screen, it says 2,859 minutes, and that's mainly because I am using 1, 2, 3, 4, 9 times 16 actually. So 144. When I was checking in the disk, what you see actual available disk space is like 16.3, something like that. So you can say like 144 terabyte is available, and it's creating a BTRFS volume. I'm not going to change anything in the default things that the operating system that they're shipping it with is doing. I'm going to just wait. So probably I'm going to leave it overnight. It's already late. I'm going to leave it, and hopefully we'll continue in the morning when this is done. Okay, I will be right back when this is done.
One day later.
Okay, so finally, it's been a long time, I know, because it took a long time to set up a 114 terabyte RAID 6. So I switched when I was recording the video, I stopped it and I switched to RAID 6. So let me log in actually and show you what I got. So if we go here into the pool, you can see 114 terabytes. So I basically achieved that with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 18 terabyte storage. So remember, when I put the 18 terabyte, what you see in Linux is 16.3. So something like that. Basically 16.3 times 9. We should have 146 terabyte storage in total raw. But because this is RAID 6, as you can see on the screen, we are getting 114 because we have RAID 6, because we want to have some security and protection on our data and redundancy. So it just finished, and as you can see, everything, I walked you guys through this amazing Apple NAS application before, but I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna be honest, personally, my favorite of the NAS, the commercial NAS ones, the software wise, is this one, TerraMaster OS. It's just smooth, okay? And you can go to App Center, and they have a lot of business friendly applications. It's for like businesses. If you want to do, for instance, this Duplay backup, and then there is centralized backup, deduplication, cloud sync, backupper, and they have this desktop applications for TNAS for Windows and Mac. So you will be able to basically have your own private dedicated cloud, like let's say your own private Dropbox, right? You can install the agent in your Windows or in your Mac, and it will sync up all your photos, videos, files, whatever you're having in the shared folder, synced up with the cloud, and it's going to be yours. One more thing I just noticed, I didn't show you guys this before. It's amazing. I really love it. So let's say you are on the paranoia side of the things with your data, right? You don't want to put this on the internet. What you can do is just like the community apps. So you can go to community apps, right? Once you go here, they tell you these are not officially supported. You can have issues with it. You have to acknowledge all that. But then if you acknowledge and okay with that, let's say qBittorrent, right? You go there, you have to download, but then it will give you a TPK file. Not only that, but also for official apps, right? Let's say you want to install Docker Engine, right? You see, you can download it and it will give you the TPK file. And once you have the TPK file for community plugins or the official applications, you can go to the settings and install the TPK app manually over here. So what you can do is easier, to be very honest with you. It's better if you set it up just like I did, right? I installed the hard disk, I set it up, I updated it, and I installed the applications, and then you can take it offline, right? You can do it with the firewall, you can do it with DNS server settings. I've done all that with my own NAS, but you can do that here as well. And if you needed to install TPKs, you can install TPKs, and even for the system updates, you can come here to the system updates. There you go. Manually, you can upload and install a full TOS update. By the way, everything was automatic. When I finished up, time zone was set correctly, time and date was synced correctly, everything out of box worked correctly. I'm again gonna be honest, 2-3 things before this device, they sent me the old initial ones. They told me, even on that video I said TerraMaster 6 is beta, I was experiencing issues, lots of issues, but this version is rock solid. I did not have a single problem. Everything worked out of box. So when it comes to Docker, I showed you guys this one as well. You can go to images, local is here. You can go download it from the public internet registry like here. You can search, right? Ubuntu is right there, but let's just say search Ubuntu. You will be able to find Ubuntu and different variants, even Bind 9 and Apache and everything. So you can click on the Ubuntu image, for instance, and download it. You can download the latest version or specific version that you want. And once you download it, it will come and go to your local image part. So Ubuntu image is right there, and you will be able to go to containers and create a container based on the image that you just downloaded, right? And you can set this resource limitations, all that stuff. I've done that, and you can say start at boot or not, and you can make it privileged container. Everything is right here. You can set it up, and by the way, you can share a volume from your host source, basically your Samba share. Like I have one Samba share. You can share that with your container. So you can say mnt/data, right? It will mount it in that part. And I'm going to show you all that stuff here. Let's finish this up. Next, confirm. Okay, that's it. If I go to containers now, it's already up and running in 3 seconds. Okay, so one thing I always do with my NAS reviews, here I have 2 example files, 10 gigabit, but keep in mind, my computer that I'm recording from is 2.5 gigabit Ethernet. Okay, so I'm gonna see if we can cap the 2.5 gigabit. If I cap, I'm gonna go to my other computer where I have 10 gigabit Ethernet. So we'll see if we can cap 10 gigabit Ethernet speeds. Okay, so I'm gonna copy this 10 gigabyte file and go to 172.16.117. There you go. So this is our data. This is our TerraMaster share. Okay, let's paste. Oh yeah, absolutely beautiful. Yes, so and you can see the power consumption goes up to 100 watts. It's using all the disks now. Okay, we capped my 2.5 gigabit Ethernet. That's my limitation. Some dropping, but again, could be due to network of my network. Let's see how it goes. So we finished copying, we capped the 2.5 gigabit Ethernet. So I'm going to delete this file, and now let's go to my other computer where I have actually 10 gigabit Ethernet. Let's go over there. All right, as you can see on the screen, this is the NAS, right? This is the 172.16.117. This is the data folder. So this is exactly the same TerraMaster. And I have here a 20 gigabyte file. Okay, so this is a 20 gigabyte file. And now let's copy this and and see if we can cap my 10 gigabit Ethernet. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Absolutely. So there are some drops and then it comes back up. Okay, so we are always capping. So we are at the limits of the 10 gigabit Ethernet-ish. That's kind of relative, exactly almost same numbers I'm getting on my TrueNAS. Impressive. Yes, we are getting what we were told. This is exactly the 10 gigabit. And the other way around, let me just rename this file to 2 and copy that file over here. So we are testing the read speeds now. So yeah, reading is a little bit slower, but when I was writing, I was at the limits of the 10 gigabit Ethernet. I don't know if it can go faster, but yeah, TerraMaster is 10 gigabit and my computer that I'm recording from is 10 gigabit. So yeah, that's what we are getting. Okay, so read speeds are 300 megabytes, I'm gonna say. I guess little less than a third speed of a gigabit, 10 gigabit speeds. But again, remember, I'm using regular hard disk drives. It's RAID 6. So if you want a lot faster speeds for this, what you can do is you can just switch to SSDs. This is a BTRFS, so you can experiment with the other ones, but I don't think it's gonna make a huge difference, to be honest. So this is kind of what you get in the read speeds. You can add a cache drive maybe, but yeah, this is the read speeds that you can see, 300 megabytes, but goes up and down. Okay, all right, let's go back. As you can see in this computer, the files that I moved from the other one is right here, the 20 gigabyte one. And yeah, so kind of we are at the limits, especially on the writing side, we are at the limits of 10 gigabit Ethernet. On the reading side, it's a little bit slow, but always remember, this is a regular SS hard drive, and you can go with SSDs if you want a lot faster speeds for read and write. That being said, let's check out this Ubuntu. All right, so one of the things that I like about it is that you can get basically here, where was it? Terminal, yeah. So you get a SSH shell basically right here. And if we go to MMT data, and if we do ls, you will see that it is a 20 gigabyte file. That's exactly the file that we tested on the other computer. So you see we ran an Ubuntu image in a matter of like literally 3 seconds, and it's already mounted the share, and you can put the files in the share and the container will see it. Now imagine if this Ubuntu was Jellyfin, or if it was running Plex, or if it was running your Qubit torrent or whatever, right? So files will be downloaded, it will be in that share, so you can access it across your network in that share, and you can put videos in there, you can download videos there, all that stuff. And as I said, there is a lot of applications in here in the application manager towards businesses and personal use. So Docker engine I just showed you, there is a built-in Plex media, you can install it right here. MB web server, VPN, and this one supports OpenVPN, PPTP, and L2TP IPsec. Okay, it supports all that stuff. There's a lot of applications in when you go to the all apps, and one click you can install whatever you want. Okay, so this is what I really like about this NAS. It's applications, flexibility, and performance. So one of the things that I can try to do, like for instance, if we go to the Docker manager in Ubuntu and get a shell. Okay, so let's install stressng, and I didn't put caps and limits on the Docker image, but remember I'm running the stressng test inside the Docker that's running on the NAS. I just want to show you a little bit on the power consumption and how it is going to affect the numbers we are going to get. Okay, so if we do stressng. Okay, so as you can see, it went up to 155 for a second. Fans ramped up. I can hear a little bit fan noises now finally. And it went up to 150 watts and came back. Now it's at 115 watts and still fans ramped up. I can hear it. What we are seeing, 362,000. Okay, just for reference, it's a terrible comparison, I understand, but Raspberry Pi 5, you will get the same test in Matrix Prod. You will get 870 to 900. Okay, so you're getting 362,000 in this machine, in this NAS. So as you can tell, it's very powerful. You can run so many images on this, containers on this. You can run so many applications on like Plex and torrent and all the media stuff. It will run with absolutely no problem. Web applications, you can run as many applications as you want, really. There won't be any issues. So I showed you guys the speeds. I showed you the access to admin panel, how it works, the application installation works, even offline installation, speeds, and this is the RAID 6 setup, as I told you before. And I have to say, it's extremely quiet. Let me show you. Let me grab my microphone. Okay, so my room is louder than this. Okay, I have other computers and servers running, so this is very, very quiet. I can absolutely keep it near my desk. You can keep it this way, or if it's in here, you can put it on this side. But overall, it is very powerful computer, and I already have 116 terabytes storage, and I can have more. Yeah, it is amazing. Another thing that I want to show you is I know that there is an SSH, but it seems like it runs on port 9222. I just want to test that. So SSH username is the same username, 172.16.1.117, and port is 9222. Yeah, so you can log into there, and as you can see, if we go to /, so here is the application. So you will have access to all the stuff, and your data is in volume 1. And if you go there, you will see the share data is right there. So you will see that that is the 20 gigabyte file. So you have SSH access as well. Yeah, I showed you everything as far as I can tell. I couldn't find absolutely no issues with this NAS. I really love it. Thank you, TerraMaster, for sending this over. This is one of my favorites now with the web application and all the applications that easy to use, very easy to use. And I already have a big storage in this. I will try to add more. I already ordered a bunch of hard disk drives. So yeah, this one set me back like 3 hours. I couldn't figure it out. One of the disks was not booting, it was not installing anything. Turns out I had to test all the disks one by one and figured out this was it. Theoretically, I should have a little bit more storage, like around probably, I guess 114 will turn into 140-ish. So yeah, that's the goal. And yeah, you can have same thing, right? There is 26 terabyte Western Digital disks. So imagine putting 12 of those in this. You will have really huge storage with RAID 6, RAID 5, whatever you like, okay? It takes a time to build. I'm gonna be very honest with you. When you try to set up the pool in here, you gotta forget the NAS for like 2 days, 1 day, 1.5, 2 days. If you're doing this much storage, remember, if you're doing 114 terabyte RAID 6 storage, if you're doing, I don't know, 20 terabyte, it's gonna be probably 6, 7, 8 hours, something like that. That being said, let me just do one more test. Okay, so what I'm gonna test is actually I have one of these, the portable SSD T5 Evo from Samsung, and these are kind of fast. And this is an 8 terabyte. I just want to make sure that this USB disk thing works. That's all I want to do. So recommended app device backup. Okay, that's fine. Let's install that as well. So this application will help you back up stuff to the USB copy. Okay, so now let me plug this in here. All right, I plugged it. Oh, there you go. That was fast. Okay, as you can see, you will be able to insert USB disks as well and expand your available storage using this. Okay, so you will be able to use this, backup your files from this computer, from this NAS to your USB device, or vice versa, from USB to your NAS. Let's say you have a lot of your data already in some hard disks. That's USB hard disk, right? One of those, let's say Western Digital portable USB devices. You can connect it to this and copy your files from the USB to this NAS, and you don't have to involve your computer through Samba share and all that. Another thing that I want to see here. All right, so as you can see, it tells you if you just run the mount command, it will show you that the USB SSD is mounted in the volume, and then USB, and then USB share SDE. Okay, right there. That's my Samsung portable SSD, and I can see the files right there. And one thing that I can do is just testing the speeds. All right, so let's do an HD parm test on this device, and let's do direct on dev SDE2. Wow, that is awesome. I think that's the cap and limit on this USB device, but overall it's very fast, very acceptable speeds for the USB port. So imagine you have a huge disk and you want to copy everything to this machine. That is a very acceptable speed. You can absolutely do that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed playing around this NAS, and now I gotta put this somewhere in my room, and I just got myself another 114 terabyte storage. By the way, just in terms of pricing, I believe this is $1,700. So $1,700, you will have that 12-core CPU, the RAM, and 12-bay NAS. Perfect for small businesses to medium businesses. And if you are like me, a data hoarder, and you back up everything on your own equipment, in your own data center, in your own servers, this is definitely a great buy. You can store all your stuff in it. And again, as you saw in the BIOS, you can boot into whatever you want. There's even TPM module on it, Windows 11. You can install other operating systems. You can do whatever you want. It's a very, very powerful machine. Okay, thanks for watching, and please let me know if you have any questions down below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.